Hello, this is Information Systems for Management, MGNT 3700. So let's get started with syllabus and all other information. So make sure you read the syllabus first. In terms of communications, GoView email will be, I think it's the main communication because it's more efficient using GoView email rather than Radar because there's so many different emails coming in out. So it's better to use GoView email. And we have online office hours in terms of using online communication or Teams meeting. That's 8 to 9 p.m. Tuesdays. Of course, we have a set other schedule time for Microsoft Teams meeting. So make sure you refer to the schedules. That's on the syllabus. And also note that textbook contains some other materials because things are changing so fast every often. So make sure to follow the latest topics, technologies as we're updating the course in terms of videos, discussions, and assignments. And for the taking test, we're going to use a ProctorU. So if this is the first time for you taking ProctorU, make sure get an access to ProctorU account and follow all those directions so that you can be ready for the ProctorU exams. So we're going to utilize Office 2021 or higher. And in terms of those software available for free, you can access the GSW websites so that you can get a free Microsoft Office program download for your computer. So this, I think, is same thing in terms of software that we're going to use. On top of that, we're going to use a database that's Microsoft Office. That's part of Office product. Actually, you need to download separate if you don't have Microsoft Access installed in your package. So the more information is available in the chapter, I mean in the module Go View. Additionally, we're going to use some HTML, a little bit of JavaScript so that we can be familiar with those internet tools than other softwares or application you may have to use. As you can see, like file compression, what they call zipping files, and editing some text files like a notepad or text edit in Mac computers. And also we're going to use one or more type of generative AI, so-called ChatGPT or Copilot, Gemini, choice of your generative AI software available out there. So make sure you go to GoView and navigate the course in terms of especially pay attention to announcement section because announcements will lay out all those important information, video tutorials, and about proctor tests and so forth. Okay. And if you go to content, then you have each chapter. Sometimes I think we make it as a module, but at, in this time we organized as chapter, like chapter one, chapter two, and so forth. So each chapter contains assignment, quizzes, discussions, and other extra stuff like optional assignments so that you can get extra points. All right. So again, emphasizing this ProctorU testing, I'm sure many of you took before, but it is important to test your equipment before the testing. Otherwise, you may end up having issues while you're taking the test Then things get pretty uh, tough because you need to retake if it's a really bad situation because of your equipment or internet and other issues. Okay. Then grades, different components. And this summer, we're going to have two proctor tests. Okay, as you can see, those schedules already scheduled. And chapter assignment, that's pretty much individual assignments each week. Then we have Excel exercises and other hands-on exercise. Again, that could be, I think most of them are activities that you can get some extra points. Then we're going to rely on some of those Teams meeting communications, so you can gain more points out of about 30 points, I believe, by attending at least 3 times. Then discussions, they're using discussion board. Then quizzes that most likely those quizzes are multiple choices out of chapters. Okay. Late policy, just rather than having some excuses and all that, and many of us end up having some urgent problems and issues. So rather than having all those, just having a 3 makeup days. So you can have 3 makeup days at once, or you can take 3 different times with 1 day. Either way, you can get 3 makeup days. Once those 3 days are expired, then anytime you're going to submit after those 3 days, you'll have some penalty imposed on your submission, and then there'll be no acceptance for those assignments. For some reason, for example, you have some emergencies and family issues, you need to have a makeup, then we need to have all those arrangements with the documented reasons, of course. Some other important policies, disability acts. So if you have issues, you need some accommodations, then make sure contact the Office of Accommodations and Access. Miss Oliver will help you out. So phone number is there. And additionally, I think this is kind of repeated, but for the communication, we better use GoView email and also check your GoView email often so that you can get those important information. Lastly, about academic integrity. Okay, because we're gonna, these days we use a lot of tools out there, including generative AI, and I think we can just call it as AI tools in general. But of course, you're encouraged to use them. But as long as you use those tools, make sure you identify the sources, just like you identifying references when you're writing your papers, so that each of us know where they come from, so you don't cross those policy, especially academic integrity, so we are not getting into the trouble by violating those university as well as this course academic integrity issues. Okay. Also note that we are using Turnitin, which is plagiarism prevention tool. So anything you submitted to GoView will go through this software application. That's out of again turnitin.com. So make sure you understand this as well. So if you have any questions, just don't hesitate sending me email or communication so you don't spend hours by yourself trying to find out solutions. Okay, so let me know.